Hi everyone, it's Carrie. We are at Ikea today. We are going to go in, check out what's new. If you are new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back everyone. I am happy that you're all here. We are going to browse through all the little different rooms that they have here and see what kind of new things we can find. I kind of love this twin size storage bed. This would be amazing in our grandkids' room. Give them a little bit of space to put all their little things away. I also love those cloud lights on the wall. And this little soft kind of like house piece right there, I think that's really cute. So $630 for that whole setup. Got all sorts of little storage containers up here. Let's see, a 3-pack. That's $4. We've got the bedding. We've even got some little toys in here too. A little shark down below, hangers, all sorts of good things. So this is a bed and then the headboard over there, and this bed also has storage underneath. So it looks like it's about $1,000 all in for the base bed piece, and then that headboard. It's really good storage. We actually purchased 4 of these for our main closet. Because we're renting, we can't really do built-ins. So $130. What I did was I put these along the bottom of the closet. Our clothing hangs above it. Gives us an incredible amount of storage. Got a natural woven mirror here. Let's see, that one comes in $150. A few of you ask me from time to time to show mirrors. It's so difficult because in the reflections I catch other people. So sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. It just depends. If it's not busy, I can get away with it. So $2,742. You get the whole entire corner unit for the PAX system. So this is how you would organize a closet. I love a well-organized closet, right? Who doesn't? But when you're a renter, it's a little more difficult because these units need to be fixed to the wall and we can't really demo someone's closet. So love this though. Slides out, you've got your pant hangers. I always love their light fixtures. So the bench has 2 tags on it. One tag price is for the cushion. The other one is for the base unit. So the cushion is $200. The base on that, $200. So you're $400 all in for that base and the cushion. It was a large bench. I kind of love that lamp. That is $30. That headboard is $200. So it's just $200 for that piece that goes across the wall there with those 6 little shelves. Here are the same dressers that we have in white. They even have they're soft clothes. Like I like them. They're working out very well in our closet. I always like to come in and kind of browse their little rooms that they have set up here. That is an interesting little thing that goes over the arm of the sofa right there. I assume that's for maybe like we'll call it a little table. You could actually like maybe set a cup on there. I don't know that I would do that. I feel like I would dump something off the edge. It is $300 for that table. The chair is $300. It was a very nice size chair. $50 for the throw blanket. It was $23 for the pillow. All right, that big sectional is $3,660. I do like this floor lamp. This one comes in $200 for this one. All right, so one of the things I am looking at is the Bestå set, which this wall unit is part of the Bestå set. I need something for our family room that I can create that has a lot of storage. So this is just one example. I will show you a little bit later in the store all the different ways that you can do this set. But this one as done, $1,720. They have it floating and attached to the wall. Again, I have to be very careful with that. I don't want to tear up walls in a house that is not mine. But you can pick and choose the different doors that you put on the units, and you can pick and choose the frames. We had some items from this set in our old house in Texas and worked really, really well. We're just really short on storage in the house that we're in right now. All right, so this whole kitchen, and I will show you the price tags on these kitchens also as we go through. The bar stool was $70. I will say the bar stool was very small. I don't know, my family, I don't think we could sit two people there comfortably. Maybe kiddos. This is a built-in look refrigerator, and I'm going to show you how they did this. So the refrigerator's inside, the panels hook to the front. So it gives you that kind of high-end custom look of being a built-in cabinet, but the fridge is hidden behind there. And if you've priced out a built-in cabinet fridge like this, you know it is multi-thousands of dollars. They've got some cutting boards or charcuterie boards. I always like to look at all their different little accessories that they have in here. This is actually a knife block, so you can put knives inside of that. I love that the way they styled this kitchen. It had a lot of drawers in the lower section. My perfect kitchen would have all drawers in the bottom. This is a Bluetooth speaker. It is $100. This room is really fun. They did not have this one the last time I was in the store. It is all styled after the 1980s. So if you were like me and you grew up in the 80s, you're going to recognize a whole lot of things in this whole space. Everything from the wallpaper to the wood paneling on that lower part of the wall. How many of you remember having to paint it before eventually you had it pulled off and drywalled? I think they did a really good job with this room, kind of giving it the 1980s look. The layered drapes and the shears also, that was so common. All right, we've got some patio items over here. I love this table with this rack above. There's so many different ways that you could use that, from hanging lanterns, dried flowers. These dishes are glass. They are not outdoor dishes. You could use them outside if you're brave, but just letting you know, those are not technically outdoor. They're glass. They've got an actual grill in here. I did not realize they sold grills or outdoor kitchens. So the unit to the right with the grill, $700. We've got all sorts of different little things in here. Everything from little prep containers. I do love that though. I love that it has the shelves on that wall. All right, so that unit is $490. That is a dog house over there. This room is really pretty. I do love that coffee table right there. I love that it is storage and it pulls up and you can kind of utilize that for having some drinks or playing some games or getting some work done. So the sofa was $1,400. Oh, and there's even an extra piece of like a shelf underneath that I didn't realize. So that's $180. That's really good storage. The lamp is $100. The different art pieces, you can purchase all of those here also. So this wall unit over here, $1,355. So it's that base, all those base units that go across the bottom and that side tower to the left. The light is $35. Let's see this table. $70. You've got your wood stain color on top, white on bottom. The sectional right here, $1,650. So that one is a slip cover. That slip cover will come off and it is washable. That light fixture is $60. Those are really fun. So those are 3 different fixtures though. I kind of like that red floor lamp up against that wall color. That one is $100. It's all metal. So that's 3 different pieces. You've got the bookcase underneath the TV set and then the 2 bookcases that go up each side. This is our modern loft over here. That sofa with chaise, that is $970. A little bit smaller scale. This one table, $45 for that one. Those wall units up there also are the Bestas. So there's so many different ways you can use that set and create kind of a custom look, create good storage. We've got like an apartment size kitchen over here. These bar stools were a little bit better sized than the white ones that we saw, in the last kitchen. These are $185. We've got that little outdoor area over here. I do love these chairs. They were a pretty good size too. I would call these a generous size chair. I love the black and white. We've got this metal table is $30. These chairs are $125. So these are super cute. You've got the hanger and then the pot, 2 different things. So the hanger is $4. The pot insert is $5. All sorts of little outdoor gardening items. They have so many things downstairs in the, that kind of like big area where you can purchase everything. I kind of love the color of this. So it's $1,400. Also love these pink. These are glass up here, or ceramic. Those are really pretty. $20, very, very pretty vases. $8. We've got smaller ones right there, and then you've got a little fake filler if you need to use that. Pillow covers right here down below. So $12 down below is the insert for the pillow covers. The pillow covers, are $8 and $10. I'm like tongue-tied for words today. And then of course my allergies are again with my voice, so I apologize. This green, I love this color green. So this is the same as that pink sofa that we just looked at. This one just does not have the chaise on it. You've got the leather type material there and then a gray up top. So I love that that set comes in a multitude of colors. Another good storage set in here. I love the under storage under the bed. And the floating furniture, I wish I could do that. I love the look of things floating off the floor. But again, it's, you know, you're mounting things on the wall. This is so Star Wars to me. This art can be purchased. It is all of those pieces are part of the set. So that one's $100 for all that you see right there. The bed set, that wall unit, that is the Bestå again. Got all sorts of really cool colors in here. All right, let's see how much their fake tree is. $100, that's not too bad. Those cushions look a little too small for the chairs for me. The chair is $100. I just feel like if you're going to put a bottom cushion on that, go a little bit bigger. We've got all of our wall storage, some fun art in here. I love that neon up top. So the little couch that was in this room, and little, I say little, $250. It's little. I would say that's good for maybe kid size, possibly teen size, maybe if you have a really small apartment space. But it is a very, very small scale sofa. Let's see how many of you caught that. Let me know in the comments. Love the colors on this back wall. Again, good storage. That is one thing IKEA is just so good about. Here's a new light. This one's pretty cool. $50 for this one. Then they have their little floral shop in here. Always some kind of fun little things you can find. Planters, little fake florals. I came in today specifically to go look at the Bestå set, which we will totally do. We get a little further into the store, but I figured we would come in, browse around. I know all this stuff is online, but it's kind of fun to see it in person. I thought they had a pretty good selection of fake florals in here. These are kind of cool. These are metal cabinets down below. These are $110. The door opens up, metal with shelves inside. I love those. I think that's kind of a really cool industrial look. Also, I love this chair. It is very comfortable. And this one is $400. And then they even have a cool little photo op in here if you want. All right, we're going to jump over to check out this kitchen. And this is one I promise I'll give you the price on. I realized I completely forgot to do that in the other ones. This is a super cool faucet. $160. Can you see the handles on those? I think that's really cool. I love super unique things like this that are just so outside the norm. It's a quartz type countertop. So this entire kitchen, the cabinets, are $12,221. If you want to add the countertops and the appliances, you can add all of those into the price too. So you'll see everything all in comes in right about $24,000. The cabinets even have some crown molding up on the top. I like the trim down below. That way when you put the light bar underneath, you're not going to have like that lower kind of molding. Gives it a very finished look, so you're not going to see the fixture that you have below for lighting. Again, I love drawers on either side of the stove there. That's so great. To the left of the sink is a big pull out for trash bins. This is a nice big dining room table. Again, incredible storage. Those are interesting little lights all the way across the top. And you can do that solid cabinets all the way across. You can do glass cabinets across that. The light fixture is $150. That whole unit back there is $2,170. It's a really pretty creamy color also. And then those same color cabinets are also here over in the family room. So the sofa is $1,669. It is a pull out. See that little orange tag right in the front of it? So that does pull out into a bed. There's that pull-up coffee table again. So this is another one, 2 bookcases, and then the little credenza piece in the middle. This is their kind of beachy room that they always have set up. I think this is close to what it looked like last time we were here. I don't feel like too much has changed over here. Some really good storage over here. Let's see. What is the name on this set? EKET. So they show that as $362 with the pieces that they have shown there. Not all the little accessories, just the white unit pieces. They've got a wall mirror over here. How much is this one? $130. That's not too bad for a full-length mirror. Pretty comparable to what we see over at Home Goods. These little credenzas, these did hit me as a little bit expensive. So each one of these was $300. So $600 for the 2 of those right there. That just felt slightly expensive. All right, and then I think this is like the signature chair of Ikea. It's the $250. They've got ones that rock, they've got ones that are stationary, different price points for all of these. You pick your frame color, you pick your cushion color. They used to even, they probably still do, they sold little ones for kids. My kids, when they were little, had little matching ones. $290. That is not bad for a rocker. It was very comfortable. How many of you have or had that chair? The small orange one right here is $40. We'll just kind of browse through here and see what other chairs. That blue velvet, that's really pretty. I do like the gray one to the left of it. Ooh, and that kind of pink one back there, $350. That one's kind of cool too. They always have super funky chairs. And it's funny because sometimes you look at a chair and you're like, that couldn't possibly be comfortable. And sometimes I promise you, the ones that look the most uncomfortable are oftentimes the most comfortable. Does anyone else run into that when they go to the store? They're like, oh, I don't know about that. And then they sit down and you're like, oh, actually, this is fantastic. So the footstool's $300 for that one. Let's see. This chair is really big. This middle one right here. It is a very big, wide chair. Almost like a chair and a half, it felt to me. This one's just nice, traditional, fun blue under there. That one's $530. I love the houndstooth. That is $400. You can get that chair in a variety of colors and patterns. I love that. Such a creative space. I love this. I also love this rainbow piece that goes all the way around. How cool is this space for a kid? Can y'all see the smiley faces on the side of those storage containers right there on the middle shelf? That's adorable. I would like to just be in this room for the rest of the day. Amazings. My kids actually had those little storage bins right across the bottom. I was going to say amazing storage, $16. I love these little art wires. You can just change up their artwork all the time. Little wood shelves. How much is this one? $10. That's not bad at all. And then the little bookshelves, these are fun, also $10. And you know, those are unfinished. You can do them unfinished. You could paint those any color you want. I love that black and white pattern on that stool. They've got it also on drapes, which I'm going to show you over here in a second, which I think are super cool. The pair, those are $100. I love black and white patterns. Love that light fixture. That one is $100. It has a really nice marble base on there. We saw something similar to this at the West Elm store, if you remember. We just went there the other day. Well, same day I went to the stores, but the video was from the day before. I love the use of the black and white with that pop of just color here and there. This end table is pretty cool. All right, here's more Bestå items here. So that wall unit is part of the Bestå set. That one's, is that one, basically $1,100 for that set. So I could do something like that with the base all the way across the bottom, and then I could do a tower up on one side. I just can't do the up and over again. It's just the whole, I can't tear up the walls. $450. I like those chairs. They're also very comfortable. It was a big sectional. All right. How many of you know what tostones are? I love these. My mom's best friend across the street was from Puerto Rico, and she taught us how to make tostones. She taught us how to make arroz con gandules, which I'm hopefully not saying wrong. However, here's a little recipe for this. These are some of my favorite things to make, little snacks. So it was kind of like fun to see these set out here. Little pictures of the foods. I love the kitchen, love the drawers. The cabinet finish is pretty cool in here also. See, now we're cooking our plantains in there. And I think this is, someone correct me, I'm almost positive that is arroz con gandules. It's like rice with chickpeas. It is unbelievably delicious. And now I'm hungry. I was hungry when I saw all of that, all of that at the store. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry now. Got all sorts of little organization items in here. So this kitchen, $5,700 roughly for your cabinets, or $5,100 for all your cabinets. And then if you add everything else in, you're going to come right in under, what is this one here? $10,572. That's not too bad for a whole entire kitchen. Granted, that does not include things like the backsplash, but that's a pretty good sized kitchen. We have empanadas in here too. All right, I'm gonna need dinner after this. I'll back up so you can see that kitchen. And those bar stools were really tiny. All right, so here we have the Bestå units. So what you do is you pick the units. The units come in 4 different colors. Then there's a variety of doors. So like for example, this one is $110. It's considered the media one because it has holes for like the cords and things like that. And then you can pick different door panels, different colors. So I wanted to come in today because I'm trying to figure out, like I said, what color unit I want, how I want to, and what I guess I need in terms of organizing. Here are all the door fronts. So you've got some that look like this one down here on the bottom, super cool. Has kind of like an almost concrete look to it. Very kind of modern industrial. I like that one. This white one, I don't know if you can see the texture on that one, a little bit kind of wavy. Up top, that's just a good solid one. Shows the 4 colors. These have a bit of like a high gloss to those. You've got 4 of those. 3 of these, kind of that more traditional. This comes in 2 different stain colors, as does this one. So I have so many choices and I really have to kind of figure it out. What I'm leaning towards in our family room is a large sofa with a chaise in a black velvet. And I found one at Pottery Barn that I really, really like, but it'll take like weeks to come in. And then I need to create some sort of a wall unit. My coffee tables are black. Whether I keep those or not, I don't know. I'm just afraid that black coffee tables might be too much with a black sofa, but I also kind of tend to, you know, go a little crazy with the black and white in the house. So these are new and I love the pattern on these. It's a really beautiful navy with a floral in there. Absolutely beautiful. So $170 for those storage bookcases on the back. Aren't those pretty? Here's another random Bestå unit that was over here. So you'll see you can do different ways. So you can have the doors open. You can have a drawer. Let me pop this out and show you. So many different possibilities. So I've got some kind of dreaming up to do. Figure out what to do in the family room. I will just kind of walk you around a little bit. If you've not been into an Ikea, sorry, you're going to get your steps in. Probably going to be here for a good amount of time, but it's a lot of walking. I managed to get myself looped around once. Have you done it? How many of you done it where you loop around and you're like, wait a minute, I've been here, because you tried to take a shortcut that you shouldn't have taken and you should have stayed on the path right there and followed the arrows? Yeah, I didn't. I went off the beaten path, got myself turned around, and then went, I need to get back on the path. Downstairs, they had some patio furniture. This chair was fantastic. It was giant. I love that it had the wood base. It just felt kind of dramatic, and I kind of love that. It's like this big wing back was super cool. And I know a lot of you ask when I go to the store and how I catch, empty times. This chair is $250. So this was middle of the week. And probably right around dinner time is when I was over at Ikea. If I can catch stores right about dinner time, middle of the week, they're really not too busy because so many people are actually home eating dinner. How many of you just caught that pack of cookies I had in my hand? I didn't realize I caught that on camera. I just told on myself. Don't tell my husband I bought them. Got some more patio furniture outside. We are going to browse around a little bit down here. They didn't have any of the patio stuff upstairs. It was all downstairs. This one was exceptionally low to the ground, so make sure you got good knees or a good plan to get out of that chair. Those of you that are in your 20s and 30s, feel free to get in those chairs and you're good to go. For those of us that are 50 and older, we got to have a plan. Unless you've been blessed with really good genetic knees. And high five to you. That one's interesting. It's got really high sides on there. This one does too. Big cushy cushions on there. I don't know if they were resetting or people just made decisions here, but there was a lot dropped off in that area. Here's another little kind of two-seater bench. I love this kind of tall, dramatic back on that one. That little coffee table was pretty low to the ground, as were these items over here. The dining tables. I love the pop of orange. That's really pretty. Sorry, it was a little harder to show some items down here. There was a little bit more movement or down with people and around this area because of the registers. This was a big table. That one was $700. We'll just browse around in here. I will go ahead and do my goodbye to you all now, because after we browse in here, I got to go pay for these cookies. I told y'all I was hungry. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a great day. Take care, be safe, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one, everyone.